So I was saying that entirely you can create multiple budgets to serve several purposes. You can create budgets for you can create for a particular department budget, and so on. So how do you do that here entirely? First of all, you have to set up the budget feature. Don't forget, said it last time that we have the F11. You can click F11 on your keyboard to bring out the feature window, or by this section here on our right hand, you see F11 below. So to turn on your budget, always go there. Go to that place, or you click F11. We bring this feature, company features window. Select accounting features, because budget is an accounting tax. It's related to accounting, not inventory. So you select accounting features. When you select it, look for where we have a feature called maintain budget. Do you want to maintain budgets? If you don't go and enable it to turn it on, you won't see that budget feature in your Tally application. So if I come under budgets and scenario management, if time permits, I'm going to talk more also on scenario management, because scenario, you know what we mean by scenarios. Are you with me? Because scenarios is very, it's an important aspect, because a scenario can be, understood as different situations of events. Things can occur. We can foresee the result of carrying out an action. And in today's business, it is an effective feature Tally provides that enables you to be able to compare, what you, in terms of forecasting also, you try to compare your actual against what could be projected. Hope you're with me. So you can actually do it here too. So for example, let's say today's date is what? Today is 6th. Today is 6th of June, and you want to view the statement of the profit or loss account for today. Okay. But while you want to do that, okay, while you want to view that very information, you also have to consider the fact that the maybe we normally make some payments to our vendors, okay, or we make some payments wanted to purchase some expense, some equipment, okay, and you know that this money we spend for this very month, we don't actually pay for that. Let's say it was not an equipment, but we always recharge our SpectraNet internet every second week of the month. But for now, as of today, that we want to view that report, we are not yet in the, or let's say 3rd week, and we are not yet in the 3rd week of the month. Okay, so there is therefore a large kind of liability, which would not be like reflected, okay, not be reflected as at today, since that has not been incurred. Okay, are you with me? Or that spending have not been done. So through Tally's scenario tool here, you can make the required provisional entry and retain it. Okay, because you can record it, but the thing is that the entry will not reflect in your books of accounts. But since you just want to prepare that report as at today, and you want to capture everything, even the ones you have not incurred yet, you can also do that using these scenarios. So there are a lot of things you can actually do. So we'll look into that. But I don't know. Let's just finish this budget, because budget is very important for you to know how to use. So I will come here now. You can see that's why we have budget and scenario management. So you can come under here. You see maintain budget. It said no. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to change it to yes.
All right.
Capital Y. So yes. So that's all.
Okay.
That's all. So this way, you have now set your budget on. So yes, to accept. I went down with my tab key. So once you're done, now the question becomes, how do I now create the budget? You have fulfilled step one to activate it, to enable it. Now that you've enabled your budget, how do you create it? To create it, go to the account information tab or module. So I'll go back to account information under masters, account information. That's where account related tools are. So when I click on account info, I now see budget. Before
Okay,
budget,
sir.
I now see budget.
Okay, budget and scenario.
Yes. So when I click budget, I will click create. To create budget, I click create. So I will now have to do what? To enter and give the budget a name. So I don't know which name you want us to give this budget. So we can just call it, I don't know what we can call it. So let's just say company budget. So I've just entered the name. So I'll come down, I'll select primary, insert basic budget. Then I also specify the period of the budget, from which period to which period. It could also be a month. Okay, it could be a month. So I'm going to specify that information. So let's say it's from June, 1st of June, or today is 6th. So let's say 6th of June, or tomorrow is 7th. Okay, can you say 1st of June, 2023. To when? To when? To when? So let me say, let's say this, okay, let's say it's a monthly budget. So to 30th
30th of June.
June 2023. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now under groups, now we'll now move to set/alter budgets. So what you're supposed to do is to type yes inside where we have our group. So let me just change this first. Let me see if I can make this a yearly. Just say 1st of January 2023 to 31st. 31st December 2023. Okay, so I just want us to work with a yearly budget. Are you with me? We can still go with a
Yes,
monthly.
sir.
To do that, you'll see. So for the set/alter budget of, so you change it to yes. Okay, the groups.
Yes. All right.
Yes. So once you have done that, um, you see that this group budget screen, this group budget window appears. There's this group budget window that will
Yes, sir.
appear. Okay. So right here, you're
Okay.
now going to enter the accounts. Okay, you're going to select all those accounts, the accounts that are applicable. For example, I could select, so once I click on my keys, it brings the list of accounts. So I could select an account like, let's say, I want to create a budget for our expenses. Now you must know that one of the purpose for the purpose for budgeting is to control the expenditure of the company. Are you with me?
Okay.
The expenditure of the company. So
Yes,
I
sir.
might say, these are our budget for this year. So I'm going to select these expenses called indirect expenses. Where is this water pouring from? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay. So I could say these are indirect expenses because we know that indirect expenses encompass various costs that are incurred to maintain the organization's infrastructure or the administrative functions and their general operations. So most times it's good you also get that also, part of your budget. Could also include communication expense, maintenance and repairs, advertising and marketing, travel and entertainment. All this could be part of it because they are portioned, they are typically allocated and apportioned to different cost centers or departments based on a predefined allocation method. Okay. And like I said, there are expenses which are essential for the smooth functioning of the organization. So I would like to go with this. So once I select indirect expenses into the account name field, it brings these two options. One says on what's if sending me? Okay, no problem. So it brings this to under budget transaction table. It's asking me to select, is it linked to the closing balance or on net transactions? Select closing balance. Are you with me? So once you do that, put the balance, just put the closing balance, the budget amount for indirect expenses. Yeah, put it there. So I would say the budget amount for indirect expenses is 200,000 naira. Okay. So once I'm done with that, I'll press enter repeatedly. Then I say yes. So that way I've just created my budget.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm there. I'm here.
Okay. So that's how you create those accounts and their balance. What will be spent, what will be spent, what will be spent. You saw I did for indirect expenses.
Yes, yes,
Now,
yes.
instead of me, why I just use that as example, you can break them down. You can put
Okay.
advertising and marketing. You put how
Yes,
much.
yes, yes, yes.
But me, I just did it because of
Understand.
time.
Yes, I
Because of
understand.
okay. Now, how do you display your budget? Because we have created it. How do you display it? Now, budget can be displayed um, in columns. You can see them, most especially in your financial statements, like your POL and other places. Even the trial balance here also have a kind of a budget variance button, okay, that you can actually use.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm there.
So now let us view our reports. Let us view to see this. Let's try to view the report displaying the budget values and the variances. To do that, you will go to display. I've told you before, whatever you need. So let's leave here. Let's go to display. Now, if you want to make changes to your budget, alter.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
You see it, branch budgets, list of budgets, branch budgets. So can come over to say want to alter this. Sorry. Okay, let's go and display it first.
Okay.
So go to display below under reports display. I will from gateway of tally display. Are you there? Come to trial balance.
Yes. Okay.
From display menu, click trial balance. It brings this out for you. Press
Okay.
Alt. Let me try something. Alt B on your keyboard. It will bring the
Okay.
variance analysis. Can see budget. It brings the budget field window for you. Alt on your keyboard and B.
Okay. Variance
So
analysis.
yes, Alt B. It will display this variance analysis budget window.
Okay.
So let's check. You can see by the right hand side that Tally provides the budget that you have. So if you have a lot of budget, everything will be there. So I can click on it from here and I'll be able to see it. Are you with me?
Okay.
Now, do you know why it's showing
Yes.
like this? You can see how it's displaying here. Can you see how the report is shown?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So if you remember, how much did we even set for this budget? I think it was 200,000 naira.
100,000.
Because right here we are having indirect expenses. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
The fiscal year for these transactions is even 20. What we have here is 1st January 2022. So let me go back and alter first. Let me see why I'm having this. Let me go back, escape key to account info, budget, alter, branch budget. Okay. 1st of January 2022, 31st December 2022. Display, trial balance, Alt B, branch budget. Okay, so can you tell our indirect expenses now? The 200,000 we entered. That's the budget amount, 200,000. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
So I went to change the fiscal year because we are still in 2022. I'm not supposed to use 2023 because the year we signed up for this business, that year was, the fiscal year was still 2022. Cannot work with a budget for another year. This year account have not closed. So the budget amount we entered was 200,000. So this part is for your budget. This second section is the actual. While this section is the variance. So if you look at the budget is 200.
Yes, sir.
Why the actual? The actual is showing us, if I'm seeing this clearly, it's showing us 10,000 remaining. It's showing us 10,000 remaining. Which also tells us that it is 5% of this currency. I think the currency have not been changed to naira. So this is showing 200,000. So if you check it,
Yes,
it
yes,
should
yes.
5% is
Yes.
this 10,000
Yes.
that is from it. I don't know whether it's seeing this as 2 million or 20, I don't know. So it's just telling us that this, what is remaining is 5% of the budgeted amount. That's why it provides 5%. Now the variance is also displayed by the side. The variance is displayed by the side here as this. Okay, 19. Yes. So what this is trying to do here is just showing us as if this 20,000 that we have spent 1,000, remaining 19,000. That's what it's trying to tell us. That's why you can see now 95%
Yes.
is what is left. Is what is left. And you can see the total is below the it's what is left below this budgeted amount, which the percentage is 100%. So imagine out of 100% of this, we have already utilized 5%. We still have 95%. Okay, so this is just how to view your budget. So don't forget how to alter budget the way I went to alter. Okay,
Yeah.
if you also want to delete your budget, go back to your budget window, click Alt D, it will delete it.
All right.
Yes, Alt D, it will delete it.
Okay.
Are you with me?
Yes, I'm
Alt
with
D,
you.
it will delete it.
Okay.
Alt D, it will delete it. Now you can also create budgets for those your Alt D to delete it. Let me go back. We are through with this report.
Okay.
So if you want to export, you can export. If you want to print, you can as well print it here.
Okay.
You can even go more deeper. You can see if I want to check this 10,000 that was used, I'll double click on it. Can you see that
Wow.
it was used for
Yes,
office
yes, yes.
repairs and maintenance? So you saw how I linked it with indirect expenses. So that's giving you
Yes.
one deep insight. But you can break it down. Let me show you how to break it down. We have 7 minutes remaining.
Okay.
Then we are done with this ledger. Then we'll call it a day. Then I'll send you the video. So this statement of accounts can also be a statement of accounts for outstanding and so on. So going back to this part, accounts info under masters, we say budgets. I said to delete, click alter, select the budget, alt D. It says, do you want to delete? Yes or no. So that's just how to delete your budget.
Okay.
Now, if you want to create a budget for those your ledgers,
Okay.
go back to ledgers. See our ledgers that we have. Let me display them. Office expenses, repairs and maintenance, like directly now. You know, the other one I did was to group. I
Yes.
group them as indirect. Now, companies always like it to be, you cannot do that indirect and give to a company. You have to show the budgeted for everything you have done. Office and repairs and maintenance, 50,000. Office expenses, 20,000. That's how it's supposed to be. Are you with me? So in
Yes,
Tally,
sir.
yeah, to do that, we call it ledger budget. That's the term Tally uses. So to create it is another method similar to that other method. So how do you create your budget that way? Go back to your account info under masters, select budget, click create budget. Once you click create budget, type the name of the budget. So let's say this one is for repairs and maintenance.
Okay.
Or instead of using, we cannot use repairs and maintenance. Let's use still complete branch budget or budgets for this month now, January. Under, you still select primary. Then you specify
Okay.
the period. We'll say 1st of January. Since this is for January 2022 to 31st of January 2022. Hope you're with me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we will not choose group. You know, for the previous, this is the difference between the two. When you're
Yes.
creating grouping it, and when you want to create it, directly listing the accounts, listing those
Yes.
accounts you're budgeting for, preparing your budgets based on the amount for. Now, in the other one, we under grouping, we went and put yes. Is that not so? Now
Yes.
that we don't want to group, we are not going to put yes. Here will be no.
Put no. Okay.
We'll now go to ledgers because Tally calls all accounts ledgers. That's what Tally does. It calls accounts here that every account must have a ledger. And you know,
Okay.
it's those ledger balances that at the end of the day, the trial balance will also extract information to be prepared for. So I will come under ledgers and put yes, because at this point, I want to use those accounts. I don't want to group them. Nigeria, we don't do those grouping like that. So once I'm done with that, I will then click my tab key to go to this part and start listing them. For example, office expenses.
Okay.
Say it's always the closing balance. I'll put it. Maybe the company said we should be using 15,000 or let's say 25.
Okay.
So this is 25,000 because of the way the currency was. So let me just leave, because if I'm using 250,000, it's showing somehow. So let's put extra zero. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's be putting 5 zeros. Since I did not do that, yeah, this one started from the setup. It was not set properly. Okay. Now you see how it's even showing. It's even showing as 25,000.
Maybe million, sir.
millions. So that's why, okay, let's leave it like this, 2,000. Let's just say there's another extra 20. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say the next one we want to impute is repairs and maintenance.
Okay.
You understand what's going on now?
Yes, sir.
So that's how you list all of them. I believe
Okay.
that's clear. So
Yes,
once I'm
sir.
done, I wait. So okay. So I'll click on my enter key
Okay.
to accept the budget for the accounts.
Okay.
Yes. So that's all. I've just done that. So I can then go to
Right.
display these budgets.
Okay.
Okay. Now, whenever you have done your budgets for your accounts, your specific accounts, the display
Okay.
method also is going to change too. Now, at this
Okay.
point, you're going to use account books to
Account
view
book.
it. So, yes, under Gateway of Tally, come to display. We have just 2 minutes to go. Come to display. You will see
Okay.
account books instead of trial balance. Account books. Can you see account books? Click on it. Do you see account books? Account books. Click on it.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then select group summary. Group summary under ledger. Group summary. Click on it. Now, when you click on group summary under ledger, okay, you can
Okay.
then come on. You can even select based on groups. You can select based on groups. Based on groups, you can see indirect expenses is there. We have our indirect expenses. You can see 8,000, 2,000 budgeted. Let's go back. You can even press budget variance, can do Alt B. So let me go back first. Expense C, Alt B. Okay, so when I did Alt B, you can see we have January operating budgets. So I can double click on it. And you can see our operating budget for office expenses, 2,000 was budgeted. Repairs and maintenance, 5,000. So this tells you that we spent, so far we have even spent, we spent more than 2. We spent 2,000 again. This one we spent lesser, but for this we spent higher. That's why our variance is negative. So Mr. James, this is where we're going to round up. Our time is up.
Okay.
So I'm going to send you the
All right.
recorded video. So I'll send you also practice questions to practice on the budget. Thank you. Have a good night rest.